Hello, and welcome to another episode of Talks with the TaxCop. This is season 2, episode 2. I'm trying to figure out everything that's going on and just wanted to reach out to you all and say, hey. So, anybody who's watching the video is like, what is she doing? What is she thinking about? There's so many things going on in my head. So many things making me think, oh my God, am I doing this right? But I want to piggyback off of last week's conversation. Last week, we had a wonderful guest, none other than the principal founder of Harper Business Solutions. Thank you, Miranda, for coming on. Miss Miranda Harper Penn. And she talked about policies and procedures. And so I wanted to continue that conversation and go a little bit more in depth about it. I'm not going to be before y'all long. Y'all know like how the preachers say that. I'm not going to be before y'all long. But I just really wanted to reiterate the significance of policies and procedures in your business. So I've been at this accounting and tax prep for 20 plus years. I had a full-time job, for those of you who did not know, the entire time I was doing it. However, in the last 3 years, I decided to leave my good government and come and run my business full-time. And it's the best decision I've ever made. Now, there were things that I did or along this journey I thought I was going to be able to do. It was just going to be me. Just me doing what I do as a solopreneur. And God quickly let me know it's not going to be able to work that way. So I've had team members. I've had to let team members go, add team members on. And it's all about skill set and understanding skill set and understanding what is necessary at a certain season in life. And my team has expanded. Some are combination of independent contractors that work with me for a project. Some are for a period of time. And now we have team members, like really based on their skill set. I went back to the table where Miranda she's my accountability partner. And so we built some things in process and procedures. What do you really need? What's the thing you can't stand? I've actually and I'm not getting no free plugs for any of this stuff, right? So I've purchased Shalene Johnson's Marketing Impact Academy, right? So in there was a checklist. It was like how to hire your first staff, right? Really what the things you need to do. And it was a massive checklist that made me check myself. So I had a different independent contractor at that time that was serving as my virtual assistant. And she and I went through and determined what she could do based off of the agreement we had and what I could do. And I realized there was a lot of things that I could delegate to somebody else that I was doing. Just out of purity, I've been doing it, right? Not necessarily that I should do it. And my former virtual assistant was like, Patrice, some of this stuff needs to come off your desk. And so one of the things that I do when people come in is I actually have them go through that checklist. Thank you, Marketing Impact Academy, because we go through it and identify, number one, what it is that they have the skill set to do after I've hired them and gone through the process. Because like you do one thing in the interview process, but something totally different once they come in-house. What do they have the skill set to do? And what do they truly have an interest and desire to do? Because if you build your team around what people have an interest and desire to do, it will keep them gainfully employed and it will allow you to tighten up systems. So in that process, because my people that I have working with me now, my team is awesome, right? They all have different backgrounds, all have different skill set. I am so grateful to have the ladies that work with me, my son work with me, and everybody help me to get it together the way I need to have it together. Because let's be real. Some stuff I just can't do, right? I just don't have the capacity to learn it and DIY it. Y'all, everybody will be like, learn it yourself. Yeah, I can tell you, ain't enough hours in a day. Just ain't enough hours in a day for that. It's just not, right? So certain things I'm learning to get better at because I have an interest in understanding, like with the equipment and the lighting and making sure, speaking of lighting, let me show y'all. See, anybody who watched the video, like, oh, it does look a little bit different. She looks a little bit warmer. She looks a little bit more like I can hug her, right? Camera angles, what needs to be in. I'm taking a course now on more in depth and setting and making sure that my camera's at a certain point and getting different lenses and using software that can benefit. All of these things, all of the things, the stuff that I really am like, okay, I want to put my best foot forward. Y'all are sitting there like, oh, her name is there. My name is distracting me, y'all. So I'm gonna take that off real quick. All right. So, just, y'all know I'm the tax cop. That threw me for a bit, right? But I just want y'all to understand really what's going on and how it's going on, what you need and what you don't need, and who came onto your team. So now I get back to you like, well, she said she was going to talk about policies and procedures. I am bringing on people where I was weak. Social media was my weak spot and still is my weak spot. I have my team and that's what they mainly do. I don't want to be answering the phone all day. So they screen calls. They help me tighten up processes. They do social media. And then I have people that work on accounting and I have people that help with the review and in processing the intake for tax before we get into the nitty gritty, right? And so learning these processes and procedures, really understanding my flow, where I wanted automation, because I'm going to tell y'all, I worked on automation first before I brought another team member in here. Whatever we could automate, I looked for a way to automate so that it would be consistent and kind of the same process each time. I've not perfected it, but we have improved it, okay? And it's going to be constantly improving and understanding where things break down. I did this by working with other people and watching what I liked in their automation, how I got an email, how I got a response, how I felt like they really cared about me and they had touch points at certain times to make sure that things were working. That whole customer service aspect is so important to me as an individual. Yes, I'm doing a service. Yes, I do accounting and tax, but it's the people aspect. I like to know who I'm working with, and I can tell y'all, side note, I learned a lot about people from their tax returns. You like, well, it's just W-2s and 1099s and 1090. It tells me so much more, especially when I'm in a bookkeeping, accounting relationship with a company and who runs the company. It teaches me a lot about them. So I pay very, very close attention to that. All right. So I digress. All of that is significant, but having my team come in, take the checklist, do stuff from scratch. They asked me questions and made me go back to when I first started. Not 3 years ago, but 20 years ago. They said, Patrice, why do you do this? Patrice, what does this mean? Patrice, when a customer calls and asks this. Patrice, when we're doing this, how should I respond? Patrice, when I'm looking at this checklist, I think this could be tightened here. Patrice, your automation is off here. And from it, we've used a great tool, and I probably will put my affiliate link in the description, right? It's another tool that Miranda hit me to. Scribe, Scribe, and Loom. Erica Chestnut hooked me up to that, right? Loom are two tools definitely that helped me be able to teach and are helping us be able to capture processes. I don't only just use Loom or Scribe directly in my firm. It's a way for me to be able to capture processes and procedures and teach someone else. So some of y'all know there's a course we've been working on. The course, we are getting the final touches together so that it can be launched. Audit proof your business and your life for my business owners or those thinking about a business. And some of these tools we're using to make sure everything flows the way it needs to. Yeah, Canva is awesome. Y'all, my social media graphics would be nothing without them working in Canva and me and being able to approve it. Using Google Sheets, because we do everything based off of a Google Workspace platform versus a Microsoft platform. All of those things are crucial. But before I sat down and said, okay, they're in here, I'm hiring them, I had to think about how automation worked or how processes and procedures worked when I onboarded them, then when they were here, and then they helped me develop. Really, they helped me develop what it was they needed so that they could be successful in the different aspects or roles and responsibilities I've given the team. And this is for every team member. We meet once a month for a check-in. That's how we do with my team. We've done some training that I've had pre-recorded training from other people, and we've done some training sessions ourselves that we had started recording so that they could have something to refer back to when somebody else on the team is busy, right? And then on top of it, we also have Scribe, where it will just give screenshot. Hey, I forgot to do this one process. My brain isn't working. I didn't get enough protein at that time. What are the steps I need to take to do X, Y, and Z? So tools like that, and Scribe allows us to get the clicks of the computer and capture the screenshot at that time and then make it quicker, right? Follow these steps. Excuse me, I'll tell you. As you're running your businesses, you have to be humble enough to take direction from the team. We had a team meeting earlier today, and I asked what was needed from me, and I was told, you got to give us more content for Reels, which means you're going to have to get to recording, and you're going to have to do, they ain't say it that way, like this is Patrice paraphrase, right? That you're going to have to get the job done. And we need Reels. We're going to start out with at least 2 a month, but you need to work it up. Like, because they've done the analytics, Patrice, posts with you in them do so much better than posts where your image is not there. So if we do video, what kind of more engagement can we get? I know it's true, y'all. That don't mean I like it, right? Because I have to mentally sit down and come up with content. Y'all, I'm a shirt crazy, right? And figure it out. I got to figure it out. And I got to do the things that they said. So it's people checking me, holding me accountable outside my company, holding me accountable inside the company. All of these are policies and procedures. How often and frequently do you check in with the team? Do you do a daily check-in? Is it a meeting? Is it a quick, hey, are you using Trello? Are you using Google Workspace? Like, however it works in your company, make it work for you. So I do Looms to make sure I stay in touch with them. We do our chats. We're constantly on chat on my team. When we got to get on and do a video meet, we'll do one. We have a scheduled Zoom meeting the last Monday of every month. What's working? What's not working? What do y'all need from me? What can I do to better serve you internally? It is my thermometer to make sure that I am serving them to the fullest, because that's what my job is. Not only is it to serve my customers, but it's also to serve my team, to make sure they're getting everything they need. Is there a training you need to take? Do you feel like you want exposure to this? Let's go back and revisit the list. And now that it has been came on board, they say it came on board like in October, but I feel like they came on board sooner than that. Maybe it was October. We're going to go back through the checklist and see if there's anything else we need to add. Is there some new skill set they want? Is there some new training? Is there a new tool out there that I need to be using? Those things to make things better. Is there a better automation process that we could be using? They do the comparison and research, and they, let me know. And then of course the decision is mine, but I would be nowhere without the current team that I have. I'm going to tell you that honestly. And I'm not telling everybody to automatically get a team, but I'm going to tell you what makes it easier when you do start adding people on, even if it's just for a one-off project. Processes and procedures. Some sort of workflow, some sort of video flow as to how you want it, knowing what your expectations for the output is at the end of the project, depending on what the terms and relationship is of the arrangement that you all are having. Knowing that in advance makes all the difference in the world, so that you walk away successful and they walk away feeling like they're successful. So it can be an independent contractor for a one-off project, or it could be somebody that you're bringing on for like a 2 or 3 month project, or it could be somebody that you're working with off of Fiverr. It could be somebody that you're working with off of Upwork, but you have to know what you want because they're looking at you for direction. And so I'm grateful that I thought of some of that. I didn't have all of it. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not have all of it when I brought them in. I knew what the vision was, I knew what the end result was, but I didn't necessarily have the entire process flowed out. And I'm grateful that these ladies did not say, bump this, she don't know what she's doing. She says she have a company, but she can't tell us step by step by step. What I did say is, look, I'm at a stage where I have to build, and I need your assistance in building. I know I want to rely on automation up to where we can until we add the human element. So there are things that I need help with when it comes to automation. I was very transparent. There's things that I'm not great at when it comes to tech. There are things that I'm not great with graphics. I'm not. I may have the idea. I can't design it. I'm just not that creative. Y'all see my space behind me. We working on my set, right? Which is why I take courses, so I can be like, ooh, and I like input in groups because that makes me better. Group think, teamwork works best for me as the CEO, founder. Y'all, I call myself a baby CEO because I ain't like a real CEO yet. All of that works together to make me better because I told y'all, customer service or servitude is a value for me. It is. Integrity, efficiency, education, and service. Those I would say are the fundamental principles, those things that I have in place and what I built this business on. I want to be able to always have integrity, be able to educate, serve. It really is out of a place of service, so that whether you decide that you want to stay and work with the TaxCop and the Total Tax Experience team or not, you walk away with nuggets to be able to apply elsewhere in your life when it comes to this space of accounting and tax. That's truly what I am here to do, so that we can make it a lot more thinking. I want you to feel like you're in control. I don't want you to feel like this stuff happens to you, because in reality, you are in control. You have a lot more control than you realize, and I want you to know the power and control you do have, which goes back to having standard operating procedures, knowing your policies, knowing what you'll say no to, knowing what you'll say yes to, figuring out your price points, and when you have to hand somebody off to somebody else. All of those things, it's work. And it's not easy work. And it's going to constantly change, because newer software is going to come out, a newer version. You're going to need a new computer. You're going to need a new this. They came out with this. You don't like this anymore. That served you for that time, but now somebody came out with something better because they've improved on it to make your process work quicker and faster, and you'll be able to communicate better. I've switched portals for tax prep. I've switched portals for tax resolution software. Even our tax planning tools have evolved over the years. The only thing that's going to be consistent is change. And documenting, well, this is what it was, and now we have to change it, is key. I'll leave y'all with this. My one of my client coordinators, Julie, is a godsend. But she will constantly, hey, Patrice, I talked to this person. I got to make another tweak. I got to make another tweak to the script to make sure that when people call, I'm answering it accurately. Can I say this? Can I not say this? Am I understanding this correctly? That, for me, has been wonderful. Having my team member, Jara, she's my other client coordinator, and Patrice, you have to do this. Like when I have a project that I need to research, or can this happen, or can this automate, can that happen? She's like, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. And then I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to give you videos, because she know. I'm like, go find it on YouTube, because she'll tell, yeah, it can be done. Jara, you know I'm going to need a video or some instructions. She'll do a scribe for me, and she will do she'll find me a YouTube video or something like that, because she realized that's how I grasp it. And I'll be like, yeah, green light it, or do some examples for me, or show me an image. My team member and senior accountant, Alyssa. I call her Alyssa because it looked like that, but I don't be pronouncing her name right. Sorry, boo. Awesome. Because she'll be like, Patrice, I want to let you know. Go ahead, tell the client. I don't have no problem. giving you control to be able, you see we need this, go ahead and request it. I'm going to follow up. And when she sees something like this is off, I'll be like, girl, I might be in a meeting. Go and send me a video. And she'll use Loom to send me a video. And I'm like, oh, I get it. And then I can Loom it back to her. This one thing needs to change. Or you're absolutely right. We need to go back to the client and go get this. Because we don't have it. It's not you tripping. We can't find it. Right? And then Alice there. These are my full-time team members, right? Alice there telling me and chastising me on what to do and what not to do with video, how to set stuff up. Make sure the camera's where it's supposed to be. Separate your audio from your video. All of these things. Like, y'all, believe it or not, we had to record the upload process for podcasting episodes and separating the audio from the video and how to do overlays and things like that. Just in case I was late or he couldn't get to it, I had to record that process so that I would learn how to do it to step in just in case. That's where policies and procedures help. If anybody's missing, you can cross-train. If you got to step in because somebody down, and even though it's not your role because you're like, I'm the baby CEO, it should never be above you. So taking the time now to think about your flows and draw that out and sharing those with people and getting feedback from your team or getting feedback from your accountability partner is going to be so crucial. I feel that where I made some mistakes is that I did not build the policies and procedures early enough on, but I'm grateful that I had the vision as to where I wanted to go. I had my principal foundations to know. And old school auditing. Thank God for them 20 years of auditing because the blueprint was the same. I needed to know criteria. I got to get some background on who I'm getting ready to audit. I know we got to use a system to capture the work papers. I got to make sure we got source documents. Where's the SOP? We had an audit handbook that I swear to y'all was my Bible. On top of the standards and everything else was my Bible. So your handbooks, those things as to how you do stuff, find a way to get them recorded. Like I said, I'll share our affiliate link for Loom. I'll share our affiliate link for Scribe. Y'all know these are affiliate links. I'm telling y'all that now. But they have been game changers. Game changers for me, for where TTE is now and where we're continuing to go. So here's your policies and procedures part 2. Another thing Alice there told me to do, I got to work on an official intro, an official outro. We gonna get some stuff consistent, y'all. We gonna do it. Woo! They stretching me so that I can better serve you and tell you, really, we're on this journey together. I've not arrived. I don't think I ever will arrive. I will continually evolve. And that is the journey of entrepreneurship. It is a continual evolution for you to improve processes and procedures, improve how you serve your clients, test your integrity every day so that you can show up and your reputation can be what it is that you and God so desire it to be for you. Hopefully somebody got something out of this. If nothing more, y'all know she say policies and procedures, processes and procedures, PP. We need another P. This the real PPP. Yeah. I feel like we did good. So I'm gonna be done for today. And hopefully this episode gave you some insights, some things to think about, some tools to even get started, right? Because you can sign up with both of those, Scribe and Loom, for free. So you have them, and when stuff hits you, you can be like, all right, let me play with this. All right? That's all I have for you today. Check us out next week for episode 3, season 2. Season 2, episode 3 of Talks with the TaxCop. We will be bringing on guests this season, things that are just not tax related, but also can help you as you are growing and thinking about what to do with your businesses, ways to best serve you and the communities that you serve. All right, talk to y'all later.